So, you are a professional. You have an education and you have a set of skills, which is taking you quite some effort and some time to obtain. And you would very much like to advance yourself, to continue to advance yourself with your career, with your abilities, okay, with your jobs in the corporate world. And you are frustrated with the slow progress of your job hunting effort. You are frustrated with what appears to you as lack of result with your job hunting effort. And in this video, I'm going to help you with your frustration. I'm going to help you to view the situation from a different light, so you have a whole new understanding of the situation. So by the end of this video, you will not be frustrated anymore. You will have a opposite opinion, opposite way to think, to look at your situation, and you will be energetic and you won't be frustrated. You see, career progression, okay, including job hunting, is just a skill. It's part of your skill set as a professional, right? There is your hard skill, the math, the physics, the engineering, the whatever, the accounting itself. And then there is your communication skill, your people skill, right? In the office, dealing with coworkers and dealing with upper management. And then there is your business skill with your own business, with your own career. And that includes your ability to get a promotion, your ability to lead a team, to get a promotion into a manager of a team, and your ability to find your next job, your next opportunity. In other words, your job hunting skill is very much part of your overall package of skills that you need to obtain. All right? It's not, all right? Somebody give me a job and so I can do the job. I shouldn't have to learn how to get a job. No. Many people mistakenly think I shouldn't have to learn how to get a job. A job should just be given to me. No. That thinking is as mistaken can be. For example, okay, if you want to be able to travel to another country that speak another language and be able to communicate with locals, you need to learn that language, all right? Many people mistakenly think, no, I don't want to learn the other language. I just want to learn those 2 or 3 phrases that will get me by. No, no, okay? You need to learn the other language in order to communicate with people in the other language, all right? Just think of the subtleties. There's so many different ways to say the same thing in your own language, in your native, your first language. Okay, and pay attention to people who speak your first language as a second language. Look at the challenges, the obstacles they have to face when they're trying to communicate with you to understand the subtleties in your first language. Job hunting skill is just like any other skill. Okay, it can be learned, it must be learned, it has to be learned, it can only be learned. All right. We humans, everything we know as an adult, we learned it. We learned it after we were born, okay? We were born completely helpless. That's why we had adults taking care of us when we were infants. But slowly but surely, we learned everything we know up to this point, all right? From how to eat, from how to crawl, from how to walk, from potty training, from how to put shoes on, how to tie our shoelaces, to how to use a pencil, right? How to speak our first language, how to speak our second language, how to read, how to write, how to do math, how to do calculus, right? Understanding physics, all right? And how to catch the bus. We learned them all, right? And imagine if you don't know how to get yourself an apartment, okay? You don't know how to buy a car, you don't know how to do grocery shopping, okay? Being able to drive, right? Part of it is knowing how to buy a car, how to look for the car that you want to buy, and then where to find them, how to test drive, and how to negotiate with a seller, all right? Where to park it, how to maintain it. It's all part of the skill set of your personal freedom. Same thing with getting a place to live, be it renting a room inside someone else's apartment or house, or getting your own apartment or house to rent, or getting your own condo or house to buy, all right? It's a skill set, all right? You go apartment shopping, you deal with the leasing agent, or you go to the bank and get a loan, and then you go shop for a house, right? And after you either rent the one room or the entire apartment or the entire house, or you bought a house, right? How do you put furniture in there? Where do you set up your bed? Okay, how do you set up your kitchen, right? Think about grocery shopping. Okay, planning your weekly grocery shopping, where to buy them, what to buy, or how to bring them back. Right, put them in the refrigerator, put them in the fridge, put them in the freezer. Planning your 1 week of meal. Okay, these are all skills. These are all essential skills, and these are all good skills that you must have, and you do have, and you learn them through time, right? Through effort, through trial and error. Okay, who here has made a mistake buying a car? Okay, who here avoided making a mistake buying a car? Who here had near disaster buying a car? Who here had a grocery shopping disaster? Okay, who here had a apartment shopping disaster? Okay, who here had a rental U-Haul truck renting disaster, a near disaster, right? So it's a skill that you now have, but you developed them over time, which took you some effort, and you are now proud of them. Job hunting goes into the same category. It's just a skill, okay, that you go from not having and feeling scared to slowly, right, feeling less scared, right, and slowly developing to you are fully developed and not scared at all to it's no biggie. It's like you can do it with your eyes shut, all right? So don't view it as why it's so frustrating, why it's not easy, why do I have to do this? Yes, you do have to do this, right? You need to go grocery shopping. You need to go shop for an apartment. You need to go shop for a car. It's a skill that you need to develop, okay? If you wear glasses like me, right, you need to know how to deal with a doctor with your eye examination, and then choose a frame and choose the type of lens, right? You know about keeping your glasses clean, not to get them scratched, right? You need to learn how to clean your glasses. Even same thing with your laptop, right? You need to learn how to keep your laptop clean, right? Otherwise, you're just going to get dirt all over it, and then it's going to start malfunction, right? You know not to put coffee on top of your keyboard. Who here has spilled coffee over their keyboard? But that's in the past, right? You learned your lesson, right? So job hunting is just another skill that you go from not knowing to knowing, right? From not having the confidence to having the confidence, right? Take myself, for example, okay? I didn't know, I learned, okay, over the years from my own experience, right? I was an IT professional, okay? And then I started my own business, and then I even worked as a recruiter. So I myself am being interviewed by other people, by employers, 1,000 times, right? And as an employer and as a recruiter, I have interviewed other people 1,000 times. When I started as an IT engineer, as a rookie IT engineer, I didn't know how to go for job interviews, how to write resumes. Okay, I was scared. I was also frustrated, but I kept at it because there's no way out. There's no not doing it. And my skills just kept on improving. Each time I went for a job interview, be it failure or success, I just kept on improving because every time it was practice, it was trying something new, trying something different. All right? Now, this may surprise you, okay? When I started interviewing other people, do you think I was full of confidence or I didn't know what I was doing? I had no idea what I was doing, right? I was just as scared, as frustrated, okay, as when I was a young IT engineer going for job interviews, looking for a job. Think about it, okay? Let that sink in, okay? The hiring manager, the recruiter, the employer who is interviewing you, you think you're scared, you think you're frustrated, okay? They're going through the same, all right? They also don't know what they're doing. They also hate having to go through the learning process, all right? They also don't enjoy the process, the experience, right? And they are also improving. Some of them are, some of them become very good at it, but not all of them. So if you think you're scared, you're frustrated. They're also scared. They're also frustrated. Okay? You think HR is not scared? HR is not frustrated? Okay? I've taken lots and lots of HR classes. I've sat in HR seminar training rooms many, many times. Okay? Those HR professionals, they are just as scared, as intimidated. Okay? So this is just a learning process, all right? You went from not knowing to knowing, okay? You went from scared to confident, all right? And instead of allowing the process to frustrate you, right? Embrace it. Embrace the learning process. It's just like learning math. It's just like learning calculus. It's just like learning how to ride a bicycle. It's just like learning how to drive a car. It's just like learning grocery shopping. It's just like learning a foreign language, your second language, your third language, all right? And there will be setbacks, there will be frustrations, but there will be little bits of successes, okay, every now and then, little here and little there, all right? And it's completely counterproductive to blame the job market, the hiring company, the whatever, okay? Blaming the job market, saying the hiring process is broken. That's like saying you go to another language, right? You're learning their language, so you travel to that country and you don't understand what the locals are trying to say to you. And then you complain, oh, this language is broken. Or the locals, they don't know how to speak their own language. Can you imagine? Right? You're learning another language. You go to that country, and then you don't understand what the locals are trying to say to you, and then you blame the locals for not knowing how to speak their own language. That's ridiculous, all right? That is ridiculous. It's not locals don't know how to speak their language. It's you need to improve. You need to understand what the locals are saying, and you need to express yourself in ways that the locals do. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Okay, so adopt a reality-based thinking. Okay, once you realize this is the reality of job hunting, this is the reality of learning job hunting, right? Once you embrace the learning process, okay, you will embrace all the opportunities. You view it as, yet another opportunity for me to practice and improve myself and then become really, really good at doing this. Just like you're learning another language, you go to that country, and then you just talk to locals. All right, you're just gonna go from frustration to less frustrated to slowly having a more and more meaningful conversation with the locals to good enough. It's gonna take you some time. Yes, it's gonna be easy. Not in the beginning. It's gonna be enjoyable. Yes, later on it's gonna be enjoyable, and the more effort you put into it, right, the more enjoyable it's gonna become. Are you going to embarrass yourself in the beginning? Are you going to say the wrong things? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. And then looking back, it's all just going to be funny stories. And you will share your funny stories, learning, speaking that language to other people, how you misunderstood the locals and how the locals misunderstood you. It's all part of the fun of learning. Same thing with job hunting, all right? Is it going to be frustrating in the beginning? Yes. Do you know what you're doing in the beginning? No. Are you going to make mistakes in the beginning? Yes. Are you going to make progresses down the road? Yes, you will. Is it going to be less frustrating as you go along? Yes, you will. And think about the downsides and the benefits of not knowing or knowing how to hunt for a job. Let's say you mastered the skill of job hunting. All right? You found yourself a brand new job. Okay? How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel deep down inside about yourself, right? You're going to feel, I earned this opportunity fair and square because I put in the effort, right? And I deserve to be here. And in addition, if they don't treat you right, be it the company or the individual manager or your coworkers, if they don't treat you right, but you have solid job hunting skills, okay? How would you feel? You're going to feel confident knowing you can get a job somewhere else. And that attitude, that mindset will come through, which will increase your chances of receiving better treatment. All right? Now imagine the opposite scenario. All right? You don't know job hunting skills. You don't know how to find yourself a job. Right? Somehow you got yourself a job. All right? How are you going to feel? You're going to feel, I better not lose this job. I need this job so badly, please. All right? With that attitude, with that mindset, how do you think you're going to be treated on the job? Do you think they might look down on you, the company, your direct manager, your colleagues, your coworkers? Do you think they might abuse you? Do you think they might mistreat you because they know you don't have the skills to go find a job somewhere else? You're stuck here. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying the chances of that is dramatically increased because it shows, all right? Your inner psychology, it will shows how much you need this job, how scared you are of losing this job. Okay? But if you have solid job hunting skills, you know you can easily go find a job somewhere else. Okay? And it will also shine through that attitude, that mindset, right? That true inner confidence that will shine through. And because your employer knows that you can easily go somewhere else and find a job, they will appreciate you, right? They will value you. They will give you better treatment. right? They will give you better projects that's good for your career advancement, all the way from your upper management, your direct report, to your colleagues, right? They would love to collaborate with you because everybody wants to be on a winning team. Everybody wants to be on a winning team, right? So, okay, it's completely counterproductive to wish, to think society owe you a job. Society ought to just give you a job. Job hunting is something that you shouldn't have to do. You shouldn't have to learn. It's not a skill that you have to learn. Okay, start thinking in realistic terms. All right, in reality, job hunting skill is part of your skill set for career progression, for career success, for life success, for life. Okay, just to stay alive. Okay, it's part of your ability. Okay, job hunting skills, it's as essential as knowing where to buy food, how to put food in the refrigerator, how to cook yourself a meal, how to eat, how to chew. Yes, job hunting skills, they are as essential as knowing how to eat. Okay, how to chew, right? What to swallow and what to spit out. To sum it up, okay, instead of feeling society ought to just give me a job, I shouldn't have to put in the effort to find myself a job. This is not a skill that I would have to acquire. Instead of thinking like that, which is not reality based, okay, understand society does not owe you a job. All right, you need to find a job for yourself. And job hunting skill is a skill that you need to acquire. And job hunting skill is a skill that anybody can acquire if he or she puts in the effort to learn. It's just like learning math. It's just like learning how to ride a bicycle. It's just like learning how to drive a car. And it's just like learning another language. It can be learned. Plenty of people have learned it, and you can learn it too. I have helped plenty of people with their career, with their business. If you need coaching, you can find my email address and my website linked below. Like, subscribe, and share with all your friends who are also developing themselves.